Hi, my name is Coldbeer and let's start with a Plague Tale: Innocence. Here you'll take control of a young Amisha and her little brother Hugo in a journey through the darkest hours of history. Hunted by Inquisition soldiers and surrounded by unstoppable swarms of rats, they struggle to survive against overwhelming odds. Dead, rotten bodies lay everywhere, and rats, those creatures, will eat anyone alive who does not carry a light source. That is a bit unbelievable, you know, rats are no vampires. I used to own one, it loved bathing in the sun rays. Also, the fact that 15 years old Amisha can kill enemy soldiers with her bare hands looks a bit fishy, but hey, it's just a game, and a good one. Although keep in mind that the atmosphere here is grim and dark, and if you are a sensitive person, it may prove a challenge to play. But in general, all that darkness is cool and original, keeping in mind all those airy-fairy unicorn games people are used to play these days. Part 2 of this game is also discounted a tiny itsy beanie meanie, a 20% I think. Honey, I joined a cult. Today I saw on the news that Indonesia have banned sex before marriage by a law. So all the rest of us whose countries are not run by a bunch of dictatorial religious fanatics, let's take a moment and appreciate how lucky we are. Or let's go and create our own religion and become cult leaders. In the process, make some real good money by exploiting others by imposing our own will on various dimwits. Here, as everywhere else, effective management is at the heart of every money-making enterprise, and your organization is no exception. Dressing in snappy robes isn't enough, your cult must run like a well-oiled hypnotic wheel. People on Steam are talking that this is a great game to relax and play for an hour or so once in a while. So if you like management games, it may be your spoon of potato salad, but don't expect miracles. It's an entertaining game, not an actual cult simulator. Anyway, 8 out of 10 people are happy with the game, so there is a chance that you will like it as well. Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm not gonna lie, the price of this relatively new AAA game is really nice. I paid 60 euros back then when it was released and I wasn't disappointed with what I got, although I never finished it. I couldn't fully immerse myself into this game even if I played about 20 hours of it. But I really enjoyed the fighting part and the main plot of the game as well. Killing huge robot dinosaurs and other cybernetic animals was the shit. You know what, I even bought a second part of Horizon on my PlayStation 5 because of that. Honestly, I don't like playing as a teenager because I am an old dude with a big beard. But hey, I played and enjoyed Sonic and I'm not a hedgehog as well, so my disappointment is kinda slim. The action-adventure part of Horizon games is flawless. Jumping, rolling, shooting, attacking in melee, throwing bombs and setting traps and doing all that in a matter of 30 seconds is a pure joy. Well, if you become good at it instead of dying all the time. Although honestly, the second part of Horizon is the only third-person game that makes me seasick after a while. That rolling around part really plays a role in my balance mechanism inside my inner ear. So if you have similar problems, think twice before buying. Otherwise, don't think twice, it's a good price.
Fight crap.
Mortal Kombat is for the weak. If you want to become a really strong and respectful warrior, there is another way better game for that. You may think that I am joking, but
Fight crap.
has 94% of positive reviews, so it's officially better than most fighting games ever released. You will take control of a simulated physics-powered crab and fight various opponents with one basic rule: flip your enemy over to win. Take advantage of a wide range of equipment to beat your opponent down. Claws, swords, guns, armor, jet engines, and more, maybe a dildo, I don't know. And stop your opponent's blade with your pincers, run along walls, and generally go full-on crab with all the fighting techniques at your disposal. This game is just like you always wanted but probably never realized.
Fight crap.
We'll end that ravenous fighting game hunger you were feeling for years. Or not. Titanfall 2. If you don't know what Titanfall is, you may think that this is only a multiplayer battle royale with robots of some sort, but it is not. The game actually features a very nice single-player campaign packed with action and intensive plot twists. Here you play as a militia rifleman stranded behind enemy lines who encounters a veteran Vanguard-class Titan. You must work together to uphold a mission you were never meant to carry out. I experienced something like that recently myself, when I got up from my sofa and went to visit the fridge for a next can of beer. That was exhausting. And of course there is a multiplayer portion of the game with fast-paced first-person action with titans and deadly pilot abilities. This version of the game includes all the deluxe and jump starter content, which includes new titans, warpaint, weapons, tokens and even more, and this price is more than great. Baldur's Gate 2 Enhanced Edition. This is the classic story-driven RPG set in a world of Dungeons and Dragons. It was originally released in 1998, so it's an old game, maybe even older than some of you. But in 2013 an enhanced edition was released which contains 75 hours of gameplay, including the original campaign, the classic Sword Coast expansion, plus brand new challenges in the Black Pits arena. But I don't know if buying it on Steam will do the justice. I recommend obtaining it on your phone instead. I'm playing it on my Samsung and I am enjoying it before I sleep for several minutes almost every evening, instead of a book. By the way, if you are interested, you can get on your mobile phone both official Baldur's Gate games, Icewind Dale and even Planescape Torment. Mutant Year Zero: Road to Eden. This is a tactical game that combines the turn-based combat of XCOM with real-time stealth and exploration of a post-human world reclaimed by nature and mutants. And by saying mutants, I don't mean human mutants. Those bastards are all gone, now smart animals rule the world. But it's definitely not a Disney kind of world. It's brutal and cruel, and survival of the fittest is in the progress. You must venture out of the city to explore the zone, where one day you might find the Eden of Legends, the Ancients' heaven in the middle of hell, I guess, with mountains of potato salad and rivers of cold beer. Maybe you'll find your answers there, then again, maybe not. Game has really beautiful graphics, great humor and an interesting story. Also very positive reviews on Steam. By the way, you may be interested in the new game by the same developers, Miasma Chronicles. It will be released next year. Check it out. Songs of Conquest. The game aims to actually conquer the place in our hearts that we will always had reserved for heroes of might and magic. And yeah, if you leave the throne unattended, and in this case avoid the release of any new title in 7 years, someone will try to sneak up into your pants and... wait, that's another story. Anyway, someone will try to sit on that throne sooner or later. So for everyone who hopes this game to be another Heroes of Might and Magic 3, I have good news. This actually is another Heroes of Might and Magic game, like literally. When I played it, I had the feeling that if you gave the same task of
"Please make Heroes free"
to two different teams, then Songs of Conquest could be the alternative pixel art Heroes 3 we never had until now. So, is it a modern game filled with novelties and originality? No. Is it a nostalgic, really beautiful alternative Heroes 3 game we actually want? Yes, it is. Although if you are allergic to pixels, it's not for you. Avoid. Also, Songs of Conquest have no town screens. I think it's the biggest flaw and the reason I don't play it anymore. I just want my town screens. I can't do anything about that. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I know that I feature this game a lot in my channel, but that's because it is awesome. It's like a Dark Souls game for a casual people set in a Star Wars universe. You know, if you are a Dark Souls fan, pick the highest difficulty and simple rat will prove to be a challenge. But if you just always wanted to play Dark Souls but couldn't because all that dying part is not very appealing to you, then you are like me. Without any hesitation, go for the pussy difficulty, which is called the story mode in this game, and slay your enemies like a true Jedi Knight. You know, honestly, a Jedi shouldn't have any problems with rats. No matter how big they are, it's a rat. Any Jedi is a better fighter than any rat, no matter how much beer they drank the day before. I mean rats. But don't get me wrong, you will still die in this game even in story mode. Mostly because you will fall down the cliff somewhere or in a fight with these black armored stormtroopers. They are ridiculously hard to beat. Also keep an eye on the next part of the game called Star Wars Jedi Survivor. The gameplay for the first time should be shown soon in the Game Awards. That's it, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.